Alright, hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about severe weather risk for the Great Lakes region or just the Midwest in general, also in Colorado as well, which could be a very interesting event to unfold because Colorado, you don't really usually, you hear severe weather, you think south, not really, Colorado, but that's going to be kind of interesting to see. So we have an enhanced risk as well for Michigan, Indiana, also Illinois, Iowa, and Wisconsin, all under an enhanced risk of severe weather, with the main threats being wind. So that's something we're going to keep an eye out, with a good majority of the country in thunderstorm risks. So, you could see some thunderstorms pop up, which will be very interesting to see. So we're going to keep an eye on it, basically. Now I want to go ahead and show you tornado risk, and we have a 5% chance in Colorado, and also in that enhanced risk area. There we go. So you can see here that I think it's been a very long time since Colorado's had a tornado, I do believe. So if we do get a tornado in Colorado today, that'd be insane. We do have that 5% chance risk of a tornado also in the enhanced risk area for Wisconsin, in Iowa, also in Illinois, and in Michigan. So that's what we're going to keep an eye out for. Now the wind threat, we have a 30% chance for the enhanced risk area. That includes Milwaukee, Chicago, Grand Rapids, some big cities there. And finally, the hail threat, which actually ignore the coloring here and just look at that. We have the chance for 2-inch diameter hail or greater in Colorado. So make sure you're taking a look at that. Make sure you're safe. So that's something we're gonna keep an eye on for today. So yeah, just make sure that you're ready to go, and then you have multiple ways to receive warnings because we have the possibility of all the threats basically. Alright, now we're going to go to the NAM 3KM model run, and we're going to go ahead and take a look here. So you can see here that we have these storms, some isolated ones. As we go through here, storms move through Wisconsin. Now, something I want to point out is that when they get to around this area right here, it's like they kind of dissipate. So there'll be like one line right here, and then it'll kind of separate into right there. And you'll see that happen. You'll see what I'm talking about. It'll be like a separation, but you can see here storms very strong moving through Milwaukee, Chicago. At the time, it almost forms 3 lines basically. If you want to call this a line, there's 1 line, there's 2 lines right here, and there's 3 right there. So 3 lines of storms basically at one time, and then this bigger line prevails, and it moves through Grand Rapids, Chicago, Milwaukee. And then it moves down into Indianapolis, Indiana, moves through Detroit. Now you can see what I was talking about where it kind of breaks apart there. That's something that's probably going to be rather interesting to watch. And the HRRR and the NAM are in disagreements there with what's going to actually happen. So we'll see what actually happens here. That's the NAM's run for this. Now we're going to look at the HRRR model or the HRRR. So you can see here storms in Wisconsin and Iowa already, Indiana, also some storms crossing the Indiana-Michigan border, and also storms crossing into from Indiana into Ohio as well. Now you can see here storms begin to develop here. They keep going. We get that good storm development as they cross Lake Michigan right there, moving through Milwaukee, Chicago. Chicago's going to get hit pretty hard tonight. And they also move through the Detroit area. Now this one has it moving through the Detroit area as well, and also this one has it, Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Michigan, also getting hit pretty hard by this. Springfield, Illinois, will probably see a little bit from the aftermath of it, but we'll see what happens here. So you can see we could see some possible good storms here. These storms moving at around 14 knots. Interesting. These storms, you can see this line right here moving through the area. We'll see which one of these models actually comes true. We don't know really, but we'll see what happens as well. We also have some storms that move through the, oh my, the Ohio area, moves through that kind of central Ohio area right there. So it's something we're going to keep an eye on, make sure it doesn't get too out of hand, even though we can't really control the weather. It'd be interesting if we could. So yeah, that's the HRRR's run for this. Now the HRRR, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's interesting. HRRR sometimes gets it wrong, gets it right. So we'll see if it's right or wrong this time. But you can see the intensity of these storms are going to be very intense, with definitely some strong winds in the mix there. Last thing I want to show you is the shear to help, give that lift to these storms. You can see we got that good amount of shear there and that enhanced risk, as well as a little bit here in Colorado. But that's why we have that 5% tornado risk for this area right here. It's because we have that good amount of shear that can help support it. I think this area right here could also possibly see a tornado. But really, this entire area right here could actually see, a brief spin up possibly, with the more favorable conditions right there in Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa, in that area where we have that more shear. So we'll see what happens here. Make sure it doesn't get too out of hand, like I said again. So yeah, that's the shear, and I think personally, I don't know what's gonna happen here, and I'm doing this to give you guys some information here. So that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. Make sure to leave a like, maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm keeping this video kind of short here, just to get it out there and get you guys informed. So stay safe. I'll see you all in the next weather video. Goodbye, everyone.